This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, my name is Tracy James and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are, well, off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. In this episode, Jessica Lutzer is here to talk about two Tim Burton favorites, Beetlejuice and Big Fish. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming back. You seem to enjoy my company to talk about movies, so I'm glad you're here as well.
I'm just here for the candy, Tracy. No.
Well, you brought snacks for us today. You know, got a couple of custard and almond tarts that were fabulously delicious.
You gotta represent little Portugal, man.
Boom, boom. That's about it. But they were good. We ate them before the episode just so you don't have to listen to us chewing on them while we're trying to talk with our mouth full, because that would be gross.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves if I listen to a podcast and someone's like, I was listening to a podcast over brunch once, like that was the premise of the podcast, and to hear someone's lip smack as they ate avocado toast was like the worst thing ever. It was so bad. And it's sad because the podcast was really good, but it's just like, this is a bad premise.
Yeah. Because you can't have, full, like, I know we eat candy, and there have definitely been a couple episodes where we're eating too much candy, but like a small tiny bite of something is much different than like a mouthful of food, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and eating a full meal.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
I don't like watching people eat, and I don't like hearing people eat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not...
Yeah, there's something about, like, what is it? They call it, like, mastication, which is the fancy word for chewing or whatever. I think it's mastication. Am I making stuff up?
I don't know.
It's totally possible.
I also hate the sound of people drinking water. It's a really weird thing I have. Like, when people gulp down water, makes me cringe.
Yeah, you don't like the...
No.
Or whatever.
I deal with it, but I don't love it.
There's actually a name for that, too. Also, I Google mastication. I did use that correctly.
Fantastic. Mastication.
I know random words for some reason.
You just have to drop it into your conversations and see if anybody's like, what?
Yeah. Would you like to come masticate with me? They're like, excuse me? I mean, eat food. Awful. I'm sorry, what? I don't understand. Yes. I tend to hold on to random things for no reason in particular.
And maybe that's why you're good at trivia.
Possibly?
I'm not. I'm not good at trivia because I can't recall things that fast. And
well, I find if somebody came up to me and was like, what's the scientific term for grinding your food? I'll be like,
yeah.
But
on
if
the
they're
spot.
I'm like, just stuff just pops into conversation regularly, and people are just like, really? I'm like,
You're like a tidbit of information.
Yeah. And then I have Google to back me up, and they're like, that's not true. And they're like, tippy tippy tap. Boom. There it is.
True,
right?
and I'm right. No.
I'm right. You're wrong. Suck it. I can't help myself. It's not like I'm boastful or anything. I'm very humble.
No,
the humblest humble person out there. I have an award for it.
The ego's not choking me at all.
Not at all?
I'm good. I'm good. I can still breathe.
Talking about like crazy egomaniacs and stuff, I guess we could talk about Beetlejuice.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
It's a classic.
It is a classic. It's his third movie? Tim Burton's third movie or something like that?
Because it was 1988.
Yes.
So quite early in his career.
Yes. And just before he got into like Batman and the Johnny Depp era of Tim Burton.
I'm so impressed we managed 2 films of Tim Burton with no Johnny Depp.
I know, which is like just
amazing. And now it's I was like, oh my god, I actually realized it. I mean, there was is it Helena Bonham Carter? Helena or Helen?
It's Helena.
Helena, yeah. She was in Big Fish, but I was like, no Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Which
is just
before they became besties.
I know. Oh god. And slowly began to ruin Tim Burton films. It's fine.
Well, there was definitely... it became very tropey, very...
Yeah, well, it got to a point where it was just about how weird, Johnny Depp can be in a scene. And you're just like, okay, we get you have a thing going on, but can we get over this now? Like, can we just do something else? This would be awesome.
That is true, because he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He is a good actor.
He is a good actor.
But when he's almost like a caricature of himself, like it just became too much.
It did, yes.
Like, scale it back.
I mean, especially in, like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then after that, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, where was what's the one where he was the desert one with the raven on his head and... Exactly. With Armie Hammer, which I love Armie Hammer.
I love Armie Hammer.
It's just unfortunate, like, he was in that movie.
Yeah, he's made some questionable choices for films.
Yeah.
But it's put him on a level where he has other options as well, because his non-blockbuster films and stuff are fantastic, and he's such a good actor.
He's a great actor.
And I miss him in a lot of things, and even some of, like, the bigger, like, quote-unquote blockbuster movies that were supposed to be blockbuster, like The Man from U.N.C.L.E., that, you know, the Guy Ritchie movie that he did with Henry Cavill. Yes. A lot of people haven't seen that movie, and a lot of people are like, that movie exists. I'm like, yes, it does, and it's actually a really good movie.
Would you say that's a failing of the marketing team?
I'd say it's both.
Yeah.
Because at the time, like, Guy Ritchie's career is also downhill, because he hasn't done that great of stuff, but he's starting to do things again. Did he
just do Aladdin?
He just did Aladdin.
I
thought that was so weird. I only found that out like 2 days ago.
No, exactly. So I'm watching Aladdin last week, and all of a sudden it said a Guy Ritchie film, and I was like, really? I didn't know going in, and I was like, huh. Did not expect it at all. And I think he did a great job, because it didn't, I mean, how can you make Aladdin Guy Ritchie? Like, it was very...
It was very Disney.
It's very Disney, yes.
Yeah,
of course.
He didn't throw in all of his, like, usual, like, tropes or anything.
No. And he couldn't, and he probably knew he couldn't. And, you know, he was there to make an Aladdin film and not a Guy Ritchie film, but still, I was very shocked by that. Yeah. I only found out, like, 2 days ago. I was looking up something, and I saw the credits. I'm like, excuse me? Yeah. Guy Ritchie did what? You wouldn't know. Unless someone was such a fan of Guy Ritchie, you might be able to tell by certain angles. There is a scene in Aladdin, not to give anything, well, we all know the story, but not to give anything too specific, there's like, it's almost like when Aladdin's going throughout the city, and it's like very parkour of him, and there's a few shots where you're like, this is Guy Ritchie, you can see it a bit, but that's only because I knew it was Guy Ritchie. I wouldn't have been able to pull that information if I didn't already see it at the beginning of the film, so. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, when/if it's gonna happen, I see that movie, I'll probably definitely be, like, analyzing, like, oh, they allowed him to do this himself, and this himself, and this himself. Or is there anything else to be like, it's actually a good movie. I don't know. No, so here's the thing. When I saw the preview, like everyone did, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna suck. That CGI looks awful. Yeah. What's with Jafar's voice? I can't handle this. And I saw it, and it was very enjoyable. Is it a perfect movie? No. Yeah. But if you go into it like, this is going to be fun, the music, like, Acrobat is beautiful, the costumes are stunning, and actually the CGI, there's a few scenes where, when Aladdin goes, into, like, the Arctic, when he's sent there, I was like, that's on a green screen. Like, well, you know it is, but also it looks like it is. So there's a few moments where you're like, okay. But overall, it was very enjoyable. I like the changes they made. Obviously, they had to make a 2019 movie. And, of course. It wasn't too bad. Obviously, Jasmine was by far the best singer. Okay. The actress. Yeah. Naomi, whatever her name is. Great. She's a great singer. She's clearly the strongest. Yeah. There's a few times Will Smith was singing, and I was just like, oh, Will Smith. My biggest thing was, I saw the clip of him singing Prince Ali. Yeah. And he just sounded off key the whole time, and I was just like, you're killing the song. It's so, yeah. If you listen to the previous episode where I talked about Aladdin, you know how much I love this movie. No, I know. And so there's the first scene when you're introduced to the movie and he's singing. And I'm just like, oh no, is this how this movie's gonna go? Because I had a moment of like, are you holding back? Like, what's going on? You're not... Like, I know you can sing. Like, we know you can sing Will Smith. And I'm like, what's going on? And then luckily that was just that moment. Yeah. And then it carried on. He did much better throughout the film. But there was a moment I was just like, oh no. But it turned out okay. I was smiling throughout the film. And I love the original Aladdin. I was a child of the 80s and 90s. So all those movies I'm very fond of. I'm weird. I don't know how I feel about Lion King coming out, considering it's... I don't know why they keep calling it live action. It's an animated movie. It's not live action. It can't be. There's no people in it. Yeah. They're just doing what was cartoons to now it's
CGI,
animated. Yeah, CGI.
That's it.
We'll see. I'm still gonna watch it.
And
Disney.
if it's like, I think it's just a waste of time if it's just shot for shot. Like, it's just, there's no, because based on everything I've seen so far, it looks pretty much like the whole thing's gonna be shot for shot. And I'm like, that's just a waste of, you know what? I'm gonna say it's a waste of time and money, but at the same time, people are gonna go see this in droves.
It's gonna be a hit.
It's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a hit.
And it's also, it might introduce a whole new generation of kids to these movies.
Yeah. Who think like classic animation is lame.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's beautiful. Shut your face.
I kind of much prefer, and I would prefer if they did kind of like how Maleficent was, where they did backstories on characters we never had backstories on before.
Yes.
That I think works better than remaking scene for scene the classic Disney films.
Yes.
Like, I don't need that. I have it. So that was my thought.
Else.
As someone who enjoyed Beauty and the Beast and I enjoyed Aladdin for what it was, I would maybe prefer to get a different perspective in a live action form. Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't even seen Beauty and the Beast, like the live one, or the Cinderella one.
I didn't see the Cinderella one. I've seen Maleficent. Every time I'm about to say it, I'm like, I'm gonna butcher this. Yeah. And when I do,
I did see that one. I actually really liked it.
She has the bone structure. Angelina Jolie has impressive bone structure.
I love the fact that the baby that they use in, like, as baby, whatever, was her actual daughter, because it was the only kid who didn't freak out when they saw her face.
Yeah, and those lips.
Yeah.
You can't doubt those kids are Angelina Jolie.
They're hers.
And if anybody had an argument back in the 90s that she didn't have real lips, well, now they know. All those kids, all of her natural children have, like, the big pouty. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. These kids have amazing lips.
You can't pass silicone through genetics, okay? So get over yourself.
Exactly. Anyway, we should probably talk about
Wait, I think we're reviewing the wrong films. Yes. Sorry.
Disney, what can I say?
I know.
It's going to be everywhere this summer, Disney.
It is.
Taking over the world.
Well, yeah, because technically the Marvel movies are Disney as well. You know, they're coming out with a new Star Wars movie. Disney as well.
Frozen?
Frozen's coming back.
Toy Story.
All of them.
There's so many.
There's so many.
So many.
But yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, they have the money, right? So
yeah, they can do what they want to do, the way they want to do it.
Everyone's going to see it. So.
Yeah. But let's go back to, the low-tech 1988 movie, Beetlejuice.
It's amazing. And I'm just so surprised they made it. And, when I watch it every year, almost. Yeah. It's a classic for me. I love it. And I was just like, when you analyze it more, you're just like, that is horribly shot. Like, that's a crazy scene, but I love it anyway. Yeah. Like, the sand monster, like, all that stuff, you're like...
Well, they use so many different styles of animation within it, and like most of it, of course, is a style of practical effect because they do like claymation. They do a lot of makeup on people and stuff. They do some wire work to make certain things work really well. It's just really cool how they managed to put all of the things together, like light tricks and like camera effects. No, it's just really, really cool, and
it's a really fun film.
I mean, I'm watching it now and I'm like, this is not a movie for kids. But maybe that's my problem. And, well, it was actually the problem with a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s where you watch them now like, this is not a kid's movie.
It's dark. They die within the first 5 minutes. Yes. And then it's like...
But tell you the truth, all kids' movies start with somebody dying.
Someone dies.
Yes.
I mean...
well, because you have to have, a heart-wrenching moment to suck people in to have, the connection or whatever. But I'm not ever sure why it has to be death, but there it is. It's death.
A universal?
Yeah, it is a universal thing, Compared to, I dropped my cell phone. No!
Yeah, exactly.
Most people are like, oh, you just get another one. But if you're somewhere where getting a cell phone is... you have to sell your house and 4 pigs and...
To have a cell phone, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, so, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they die, they come back, but there's also, one thing I don't know why I'd never picked up on this before, but, remember, the cousin or the neighbor who's trying to sell the house for them or whatever? The real estate woman?
Neighbor, yeah.
And she's like, oh, this is a house for a family, and then the two of them look really depressed, and they're like...
Because they can't.
Because
they're trying. They're trying because she makes that comment maybe on this vacation we'll try again.
Yeah.
So it's clear that that's what they are aiming for. Yeah. But yeah, I never picked up on that before until I was actually like, oh.
And that's why and then later, that makes more sense as to why they're so attached to Lydia by the end of the movie, because they're like, oh, it's like, they have a kid, even though they're dead, whatever. But yeah, it is it's actually like it seems very silly off the top, but it's actually quite deep and subversive and strange and wonderful. Yes.
Very strange.
It is, Well, I think that's the reason why people were giving Tim Burton money to make movies. It's because he was just doing something completely different to what was out there, right? It's
and people wanted that. They wanted strange.
Yeah, and not just like Cinderella different or anything, or just like strange for the sake of being strange. It was just a different kind of oddity they were looking for. That was, I mean, it's relatively family friendly, but also there's actual points to it and stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, Beetlejuice is gross.
Beetlejuice is gross.
He's so gross.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's funny. Maybe I haven't watched it for a few years. I've watched it a handful, maybe a dozen times in my life, and I was just like, the wedding scene, I'm just like, ew.
Well, yeah.
You're gross.
It's disgusting.
It's gross.
They made a cartoon out of that after, remember?
I do remember, because I was like, I didn't Google it or anything, but I was like, there was a cartoon, wasn't there?
Well, and they had like adventures in like the underworld with Lydia and Beetlejuice hanging out together, and I was like, that seems like a weird way to go.
He attempted to force her into marriage.
Yeah, I know.
Imitating her voice. It was really...
and she's what, like 13 or something?
I can't place her age. 13 to 15.
Yeah. But she's definitely like very young and underage.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh,
no. She's not even, it's not even like she looks 18. No, she's clearly
young.
Was this
young.
one of Winona Ryder's like first?
It's one of her earliest.
Yeah.
What would she have done before this one? Because I'm pretty sure it's before like Heathers and all that kind of stuff.
I think Heathers came after this.
Yeah.
By a year or two.
And there was that, what is that movie called? There was that weird movie where she all of a sudden, she was a kid who was adopted, and she started to believe that this movie star that was coming to town was actually her mother. I can't remember what that one was called. It's a very weird, quiet movie that's just...
She must have been pretty young.
She was pretty young when she did that one. And I can't even really think of anything else before that. I don't know. But yeah, she's been around for a while.
She has,
yeah.
I didn't realize it. And now she's in Stranger Things. She's had an interesting career.
Yeah, there's lots of ups and downs and happy and sad.
So happy, yeah.
Like, dramatic, also very, like,
remember she was caught stealing?
Yes.
Like, that was a cry for help or something was going on.
Wasn't that, like, 10 years ago at this point?
Yeah, no, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but that was a weird era of her career.
Yeah. And then she did Black Swan after that, and they're like, give her an Oscar. And it's like, what happened? What is going on?
I mean, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
It happens all the... Look at Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I mean...
Wasn't he busted with the prostitute?
He was busted with the prostitute. He was a drug addict. He was in jail for a long time. Yeah. Tax evasion.
People love a redemption story, and this isn't just films. This is real life. They're like, oh.
Yeah. And then he came back and did the first Iron Man movie, and then all of a sudden he's a golden boy again, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, he can't do no wrong.
But he's sober. He cleaned himself up,
And that's where people were allowed to make mistakes, and I'm glad he redeemed himself, and he seems to have a good life and doing good stuff.
Head on his shoulders now. And
stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, he was young then too, and I think he had not a great childhood too. So, like,
there was
drugs
a lot of
early
things
on, and like that kind of stuff, which is not gonna set you up for success.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with Drew Barrymore was the same thing too.
Like,
yeah,
drugs. At, like,
she was an alcoholic
10.
At like
young.
12 or something.
Prepubescent. Like it was very young, and it's like, okay. Yeah. I mean, they had their rock bottoms pretty young. She did, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, you had a shitty 20s, and now you're in your 30s, and now everything's, Santa Clarita diet level of awesomeness, I guess.
Yeah, that's a quirky show.
It is a quirky show. It's fun. I mean, quirky's good. I think when quirky is done right, it's
when
very
it's done
good.
right. I don't like people doing it just because it's quirky.
Yes.
Like, oh, this is quirky. It's going to sell to certain people. Let's make it. Like,
yeah.
I think if it's, like, true and they want to make it and they're not just aiming for quirky and it is actually quirky, I think that's when it works, which is why Beetlejuice works.
Yeah, that's why I think most Tim Burton movies work in general.
He just is a weird guy.
Yeah.
And he loves weird stuff and people love him, and I you know, just attracts that.
Yeah, but like you said, like he doesn't actively just go out to make things quirky. He has a story and he has a point and he has like a message, and just how he gets there just happens to be a bit quirky. That's about it.
What's the message in this movie?
Trying to think. When you die, the bureaucracy still exists.
You still gotta get in line, or that it doesn't end.
Be nice to the undead is always good.
Yeah, don't be a yuppie.
Don't be a yuppie.
Oh my god. That dinner party scene, I'm just like, oh god, you're all so awful.
Yeah, but that was very 80s though. That was so corporate greed 80s style, and
yep.
The interior decoration, I was just like, oh my god, why is this so ugly?
No, that was just brutal.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Even though I did like the oddness of the exterior of the house, the interior with like all the black walls and the dim lighting and the whatever,
reminds me, you know,
oppressive.
Melania Trump and how her Christmas decorating of the White House
that looked like was blood everywhere?
Yes. Yeah. Kind of reminded me of this, but like, you know, just dark for me, like dark and awful,
dreary, you know. Well, I mean, the mother was an artist, so you have to have pain to express your art. So that's where the darkness comes from.
She did a great Catherine O'Hara, right?
Yes,
she's fantastic, but she did a fantastic job being like not likable. Like it's like, oh god, she's shrill, she's horrible. Yeah. She needs to go away.
She's disrespectful.
Yes.
She's, you know.
Yeah.
And especially to poor Lydia. She's pretty much just like, go away, I'm busy. You know, I have my things to do. You don't understand how my things are. And you're like, but I'm trying to tell you something really important. Yeah. Just let it happen.
Yeah. I mean, classic stepmother in film and whatever.
Yeah. But even like that one scene where they find out like the ghosts are in the attic and like the door's locked. And he's like, you open this door, you're in my house, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really?
There were ghosts that were here first.
Yeah, it was their house, and you just happened to get it because they died, unfortunately.
You came in and brought your ugly sculptures.
Yeah.
And your horrible designer.
Oh, that guy.
What's his name? Oslo?
Oh, I don't even remember what that guy's name is. But I remember for a while he was in quite a few things.
I've seen him before. I could not tell you where I've seen him, but I recognize him.
Well, for sure he was in Demolition Man. I remember him that. And what else was he in? I don't remember. Glenn Shaddix. He did a voice in Nightmare Before Christmas. Shocked. He was the mayor.
I'm so shocked.
He was in Heathers. He was in Planet of the Apes. Really?
Wow.
That's interesting. So let's see. In the 80s there. Yeah,
Still active?
He was on an episode of Cheers. He's also in Night Court. He was in Sleepwalkers. He was on an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
What was he last in?
The last thing he was in 2011.
Okay, so
The Little Engine That Could. He was the voice.
I wonder if he retired.
He died.
He died. Oh.
That made me really sad.
That would make sense if he died in 2010. Yeah. Okay.
He was young though. He was only 58.
Yeah.
That sucks. Huh. That explains why we don't see him anymore.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Back away.
Backing up.
Feelings.
Horrible person that I am. Yes. But I do like, I really found their depiction of the afterlife really interesting, you know? Like, the waiting room, the people that are in the waiting room, but, all of the people there died in really horrific ways.
Yes.
And I was like, it wasn't like, you know, old grandma sitting there and blah, blah, blah. It was
shrunken head?
Yeah, shrunken head, woman cut in half, chick who slit her wrists. You're just like Miss Argentina.
Why are there, I found interesting that, they had different skin colors. Like green and purple.
I have no idea.
Why?
Maybe it has to do with how they died.
Maybe.
Like maybe the chick who was cut in half was actually in water and she drowned, so she turned purple.
Maybe.
I have no idea. But it also, I think if you just had everybody gray and ashen from being dead, it'd be kind of boring to look at.
Well, they looked normal. Couple.
But they had only been dead for 3 months or something.
True. And that's why they were like, you guys are recent dead. Why are you here? Like,
yeah.
You shouldn't have any problems. Like,
yeah, we gave you a book. Read the book. What's wrong with you?
And also, that's one thing I didn't understand. Why could the living people see the book and pick up the book and read the book?
Because they were looking for the odd. Because remember, the book says most of living
just don't
won't
see
you. But if you're looking for it, I guess maybe because like Lydia was full on like, well, I am strange and unusual. That's why I can see you.
Thought there was something weird in the object.
Yeah, and so they went looking for it. So maybe that's what it was.
Maybe.
I don't know. It doesn't really explain it. But I mean, at that point in time, you're just like, we'll let this happen. It's fine.
Can I say, I find miniature things creepy.
Oh, like the miniature city that they do? Yeah.
I know certain people are into that. Like they're into trains, like model trains. I find that. I don't know why the little city is creepy.
But little things are supposed to be cute.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you like kittens and puppies and, tiny bananas and...
Sliders.
People love sliders, you know.
Love eating
it's not just because they're bite-sized. You're like, they're so cute. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I did... But also, the way the miniature set was used in the film as well...
Oh, no,
was
Beetlejuice.
used in a creepy
way.
No,
they used it, which made sense. It wasn't just like they were on the side.
Yes, exactly. People have their hobbies, I suppose. It's weird. Yeah, I'm a collector of, stuff, so technically all of the things are a miniature, quote-unquote.
Yeah.
So, but I don't make scenes out of them. I don't make, places out of it. So, I don't know.
There's a whole online world of miniature food.
Oh my god, yeah. I've seen, those videos where they make, the clay food tiny and all that kind of stuff, and you're just like...
Have you seen the videos where they put, hamsters in there and make them eat, a
real
tiny food at a tiny table?
But I love the fact that they actually have, a tiny kitchen set up where they cook the tiny things to feed the tiny hamster.
It's so weird and cute. I'm just like, this is hilarious. It's like, you know what would make this tiny place better? A tiny being that can eat here.
And, we'll do all the things all tiny so they can eat the tiny things. It's great.
I know, I think that's fantastic. I'm all about that.
It's so weird. Well, the thing is, I just think it's so weird that I get sucked into watching them. Because I'll be sitting there going, why would somebody watch this? And then the 8th video in, I'm like, oh, okay, what is this? This is ridiculous. Why is this so cute?
Sometimes I get to a weird place on YouTube, as I think we often do.
We all do, yes.
Yeah. But when you're sitting there at 1 a.m. watching pimple popping, chiropractor, the cracking, the crack addicts, that's what they call themselves. Yeah, because they love the sound of the back crack.
No, my thing is the pimple popping.
Oh, Doctor.
When I get there, that's when I know I'm like, nope, turn this off. You're wrong. Just one more click. It's fine.
Oh, it's so gross what stuff comes out of the body sometimes.
Yeah, it's you don't want to think about it, but there's just ugh. The worst ones are when they have the pimples that actually you hear the pop. Oh. Yeah.
No, I know.
We've gone to that weird dark place all of a sudden. Yeah,
it's a very dark place of the internet. You're just like, how did I get here and why am I on my 12th video? Why?
Yeah. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. But I'm clicking another button for some reason. Yeah. It's just...
You can't stop.
It's disturbing. It's disturbing how weird our obsession with pimple popping has gotten. I think in general, the fact that there's I don't think we're at a point where we should be surprised, but there's a corner of the internet where pimple popping is just the greatest thing ever, and people live in that community.
People just that release, man. People just love it.
Yeah.
And on not knowing what's going to come out, how much. It's disturbing. We should stop talking about it.
It's very disturbing.
It's true. Every once in a while I get to a weird place on YouTube where I'm just like, how did I start watching packing video for my upcoming trip to pimple popping? Wait,
you had to watch a video to learn how to pack?
No, I did. Wow, that was you can't see her face, but she just gave me the biggest, judgmental stare. No, I was they have, those travel, tips and trips and hacks and stuff, and I was just watching a few of those, if there was a different folding style. Turns out I roll like everyone else, and that's what I'm supposed to do, but sometimes I watch those, and then you get to a weird place, and you're like but you just keep doing it.
Oh, I know.
I'm not angry. I'm not upset.
I'm angry or upset about anything. It's
no.
Good. Yeah. My thing is I just sit there and watch trailers for like random movies and stuff like that all the time.
I just watched the trailer today for Goldfinch.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
Oh.
The last one I watched was what is it? Onward, the animated movie.
Yes, it
looks cute. It looks very cute.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. So there's a podcast I listened to, and they just reviewed it or talked about it. I haven't listened to it because I have no idea what this movie is. So yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Well, now I have to go look at that Goldfinch trailer.
It looks really good. Like I'm excited.
Like, is it like sci-fi? Is it action? Is it like
drama?
So
the book is a best-selling novel, and it's about this young boy who's at the Met with his mom museum, and they're looking at this famous painting as his mom's favorite, and there is a terrorist attack, and his mom dies. Mm-hmm. And it just goes through the aftermath of that, the trauma, and how his life becomes crazy, and there's crime in that, and he goes from different cities, and the painting, the Goldfinch, is a famous Dutch painting, is throughout the film and moves the film forward. So it's just kind of a chaotic book, I think. I mean, I really want to read it. I haven't read the book yet. It's been on my list for a while, so I think this movie coming out, it's going to push me
to watch it.
So I'm also...
Are you one of those people where you have to read the book before you see the movie?
Oh, for sure. I'm also part of a book club where we read the book first and then watch the movie.
Oh, okay.
And then discuss it. We have The Hate You Give is coming up this week, so that's a good one, I think. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I've read the book.
I've only heard good things about the movie and the book. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I just watched the trailer, actually today or yesterday. I watched the trailer just kind of to gear up for it, and I was like, oh, it looks really good. It looks really good. Cause do you know what it's about? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. No. So anyway, I saw the trailer for the Goldfinch, and I was like, oh, this actually does look good. It's got really good actors in it. And I mean, the trailer doesn't really tell you much. It's definitely more artistic because there's no way you could tell you what the story. Like, the story does get very chaotic, so I'm very interested in
to see how they manage to get around that.
Well, yeah, because in the book it goes forward 8 years too. Like, he's like 13 or something. It's his teenagehood. Then it goes forward into his like late 20s, and it goes through that. So it moves. I don't know. I think the movie looks really good actually, and I'm excited because sometimes when they adapt books into movies, they have a hard time telling the story. They don't have enough screen time, and so I'm quite curious.
Well, yeah, like I think, and that's the downfall of a lot of book to film issues that happen is either the filmmaker cuts too much stuff out that is needed to properly tell the story, or somebody doesn't grasp the story correctly, or that there is literally just too much stuff, and because they're forced to be in a certain constraint, they have to cut back, and whatever they're left is just a little too choppy or whatever. So I always find it amazing when you get a film that really does do the book justice, no matter how weird and wonderful the book is, or you know what kind of odd corners or it goes into. You actually manage to get that point and that feel and all of the nuances into the film as well. That's just a person who really gets what was going on in the book. You know what I mean?
And also, a lot of times when I watch adaptations, I want to read the book first because I want the backstory, and I want to see how well they do it too. And I'm always a little nervous when they're beloved characters because I'm like, I don't know how well you're going to tell that story, or can you put all of that into one character? Well,
also when it's like especially like a well-known character and a beloved, like you said, beloved character, because there's so many people who have their own view of what the character should be. You're not going to please everybody when it comes out.
No.
There's no way you can. But as long as you get the actual, like, essence of the character down, you've done something right. Yeah. You know, that's what's necessary.
They're redoing Little Women.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But,
Timmy Chalamet.
Wait, was Winona Ryder in that one too?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Oh, bring it back around. Winona Ryder.
What up for going on a circle?
You know what though? It's my little emo heart. Just loved Winona Ryder in Beetlejuice because I was just like, man, I get it.
I like the part where she's writing the letter. She's like, I'm so alone.
Yes.
And then she's like, I am so utterly alone. You know, I'm just like, yes. Feel the angst.
I feel the
pain, you know.
And you know what? She ain't wrong.
She
Her dad's off to La La Land trying to find this reprieve. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, he's supposed to be taking time off to, I guess he had like a meltdown or something, it seemed like it. And instead he's like, I see a business opportunity, and he goes that way instead and starts calling people, and then he finds out there are ghosts, and I'm like, you're doing your sabbatical wrong. That's not how that's supposed to work.
Well, this was a very weird sabbatical. So they're from the city. I can only assume New York. Did they say that?
No, I don't think it's New York.
Is it Boston? Because they're in Massachusetts.
Yes.
So what city are they in?
They were in Connecticut, I think it was.
What big city folk were they then?
I don't know.
We're not supposed to ask. I just assumed it was like, it felt very like they were making fun of New York yuppies of the 80s. I was like, yeah, what big city? I don't know why I had that thought this time. I was like, is it New York? But then wait, I know they're supposed to be in Massachusetts. The little...
No, I thought they said it was Connecticut.
Is it Connecticut? Did I just... Massachusetts is also one of my favorite states. So I might be... just
projecting.
Assuming. Yeah, I love Massachusetts.
Because it's a little idyllic looking, I guess.
I mean, that could be Connecticut. Or all of New England. Like any of that area. Love the East Coast of the United States.
I don't think I've really been...
I mean, I don't know what's in Connecticut. I don't. I've driven through Connecticut, but I couldn't.
I've driven through Connecticut
as
well.
Tiny.
I've never stopped.
It's tiny.
Yes. So.
And I love me some Massachusetts because Salem is a weird place, and I'm here for it.
You're like, let me be part of this witchcraft.
I've been a couple times, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I recommend. I want to go in October. I love Halloween. And I love spooky stuff. And when you go to Salem, even in the spring, it's just got this, like, cool vibe. And so it would be really neat to see. Well, I think just also beautiful. I think New England
it's beautiful country
stunning in the fall. Like, I think that would just be beautiful. And also, apparently, they just decorate the whole town. Everyone's crazy there for Halloween. And they'll just live into it. And I just love that. Yeah. I'm loving when people in your own weird little small town, you're like, yeah, we've got to lean into this. I mean, it's good just for business, but also,
do it,
I think weird people move there, which I'm down for. It's like, no, it's like really cool. It's like, oh, you found your people. I'm glad.
Yeah.
You do witch tours.
That's all good.
Every time I go there, I go on a tour by a real Wiccan.
Wait, what did the tour like? Do they?
Go around. So they do historical stuff. So it's a walking tour by a real Wiccan person who practices, and it's a lot of historical stuff, and also about the current practice and just everything about the town, and they take you through to different places. So I've done it every time. You know what? We went back, and I was like, let's do it again. It's a different person, so they can.
It's a different experience.
It was a male Wiccan.
Yeah.
Which is more rare because they tend to be more female, or maybe the females are more outspoken. I don't know, but they do. He did say that it's more rare to have a male Wiccan because there's lots of ladies.
That's kind of cool, though.
I thought it was fun,
right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Anyway, I know that explains why you do enjoy Beetlejuice a lot.
I love all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You probably love all of the Tim Burton weirdness and things like that.
Most of them.
Like Edward Scissorhands.
Love Edward Scissorhands.
I like Sleepy Hollow a lot, actually.
Sleepy Hollow was good, too.
Yeah, I do like that stuff.
I forget how many he's done. He's done so many.
He's done a lot, actually. Because even, like he did Frankenweenie. That one's animated.
Yeah.
James and Giant Peach
as well. Did he do
well.
Corpse Bride, or that wasn't him?
Corpse Bride.
It was him.
He did do Corpse Bride, I think, if I remember correctly.
Sometimes I'm like, is this someone trying to be like Tim Burton, or is that an actual Tim Burton film?
I'm like 90% sure he did Corpse Bride. Yes, he did Corpse Bride.
It looks very much like
did Ed Wood.
Yeah, Ed Wood.
And Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd was decent.
He's done He's got 38 director credits.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, his last one, he did Dumbo the other day, so.
Dumbo? I liked Dumbo.
I didn't watch Dumbo.
No? Oh,
no. He did Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I did not like that movie.
No?
It was took me 3 times to actually watch the whole thing.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite. I watched it and I was like, okay, that was worth watching. And then I moved on. Like, it wasn't.
No, I had the, I'm like, that wasn't worth 3 times trying to watch that movie.
Really? I just realized he directed it.
No, I didn't realize that either. Interesting. It's listed here, actually, like, rumored Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah, I heard rumors.
So, I don't know.
But every 10 years you hear a rumor.
That's true.
Michael Keaton said he's on.
I mean, I like, personally, I would watch it, and I'm fine with that. Right?
Oh, for sure. Winona Ryder came back? Michael
Oh
Keaton was
yeah,
there?
that'd be really cool actually.
Geena Davis?
She comes back as like an adult. Well, because they're supposed to haunt the house for 150 years or something, so they still have to be in there. But the problem is Alec Baldwin looks kind of very different now.
Well, they both do, but like he does especially, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be kind of odd.
They'd have to do a different, or CGI that shit.
Yeah, there'd have to be something done about that.
You definitely have to CGI it.
Yeah, Beetlejuice was only his second full-length film.
What was the first one?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, everything before that was either TV, movie, or a short. He did
really
a Hansel and Gretel TV movie in 1983. Didn't know that.
Sorry, he's with Helena Bonham Carter, right? That's
I think they're divorced.
I thought they were together.
Why do I think they were divorced? I don't know.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to people's marital statuses, but
I know, me neither.
I thought they were still together with kids.
No, divorced that one.
No, I don't think he's divorced.
Was married apparently before her.
I'm shocked. Not at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of writing here. I don't want to read all this.
No, I'm pretty sure they're still currently married.
Okay, then I don't know. It's not listed on his IMDb. People need to update that stuff. Come on, guys.
I mean, everyone just knows they're together and hiding in some village.
Somewhere being weird and peculiar and wonderful together.
I mean, yeah, she's so peculiar. I love it.
Yeah, but like she's like peculiar in like the best ways. Like
no,
not in like
very honest. Like she's just very, I guess, true to herself, and that she's a little odd, and I think she embraces it.
Yeah, and she's like, if you don't like it, that's your problem. If you do, that's great. And she's a good actress.
She doesn't feel She's not. She doesn't feel Hollywood to me. Which is
no,
nice.
she doesn't.
I love it.
She doesn't.
If she doesn't conform. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
She's of that generation, though. I think there's a bunch of them that's just like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah. It's true. It's really true.
We're not here for that. We're not playing your games. Like, now I think it's different coming up. All these kids have to be, like, social media stars. Like, they have to do all this.
You have to have a very
character
specific
actor. She doesn't
presence.
care.
You have to have a very specific look.
I put her in the Gary Oldman-esque. Like, they're in that group of, like, solid...
Yes,
actors.
That's the thing with Gary Oldman. He is one of those people that I know he's been in a lot, but when I think about it, I never remember what he's in.
Because he looks different in every
film. Every single
I don't
movie.
even know how he does
weird,
it.
You know? And then, but then you're watching right now, and you're like, oh, there's Gary Oldman. Ooh, there's Gary Oldman. Ooh, there's Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman's
just
in
like,
everything.
What? You know? Like, oh my god. But he's just so good. He is just such an amazing character actor.
I know.
Like, he's one of those people, like, you know, there's some actors that you're like, no, you're just you in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, Johnny Depp's that way now. Tom Cruise is like that.
Yeah.
I find Angelina Jolie's like that. Like, I don't think she's a bad actress, but she's always Angelina Jolie in her roles.
You become bigger.
You become too big to be lost in a role,
yes,
right?
Which I think, like, and I think Johnny Depp's trying to scale back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt it when he was in, like, the Orient Express. Like, I think he needs to be in things where he's not the top dog.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
In Orient Express, there was an ensemble cast of fantastic. Like, come on, you had Judi Dench. Like, no one messes with Judi Dench.
No, of course
Dame
not.
Judi Dench is classic.
She is.
Love her.
Yeah.
So I think, I really hope, and I know Johnny's had some turbulent personal stuff going on, and whatever you feel in that realm about him, I would really like him to scale back and, like, just...
But I think he has been. He just hasn't been doing as much lately.
Well, I mean, there's rumors he's not well, so there's that, but I just think he should be more selective. He doesn't need the money, or maybe he does, but...
Yes,
to fund his wine drinking, I don't know, but I just think, you know, he was such a good... I mean, I think of Benny and June is still one of my favorite movies.
But also, like, he was very... like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? He was great in that, too.
He was
but it was also... It was very... calm down. It wasn't caricature, and I think that's what he does now. It's a caricature. It's not acting or becoming a character. It's a caricature.
I would love to just see him be a dude.
Yeah,
can you just be a dude.
Can you just show up in like jeans and a t-shirt and be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
You can be a French dude if you want. Yeah, you can be.
But he did that.
Speaking of
Tusk.
a dude, what one was that?
Oh, that was a weird movie.
Tusk.
Yeah. It's a Kevin Smith movie where...
Oh, Tusk! Okay, that's the same movie we're talking. I haven't seen it, but, like, I've heard it was...
Oh, no, I actually think it is... I know the premise is kind of ridiculous, where a guy gets kidnapped and is turned into a walrus. Yeah, that's right. You heard it. And it is...
I don't
it is like a pseudo... I'm saying pseudo horror because it is Kevin Smith. He injects a level of humor into everything that he does. So there's cutscenes back and forth away from like the horror part of it, that, you know, so that you can laugh and it's not too heavy. But it is a creepy kind of uncomfortable film.
I need to watch it.
But there's like 2 minutes at the end that is completely unnecessary that kind of ruins it.
Oh.
And you're just like, why did you put that? You shouldn't have put that in there. But up until that point,
Johnny Depp was in that movie, eh?
I didn't know until I started watching it. I was like, oh, it's Johnny Depp. Okay. And you said Frenchman.
Cabin in the Woods. Did he do that one where he was the writer in not the cabin? No, I'm thinking.
No, you're talking about
Window.
Secret Window or something.
He was just a dude, like a crime writer. I'm like, can you be more dudes? Speaking of dudes, one that I love. Mm-hmm. I'm just bringing this up because I can. Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves.
He's amazing.
He is the sweetest dude. Like,
yeah. The thing is that once he tries to, like, actually act, you're like, you're a bad actor, but I just want to see you on screen.
He's an action star, and he does a phenomenal job. I have not seen John Wick 3.
Oh, you need to
I was away. I do need to see it.
You need to see that.
I need to see Endgame again, and I need where my neck isn't, like, staring at that.
I also saw that a second time already.
I just haven't had time. So I want to see, John Wick 3. I need to see Endgame again. Those two. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Oh, also go see Rocket Man. It's really good.
I do want to see Rocket Man.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yes.
I like the dude who's Elton John. What's his name? His name is interesting.
It is.
Elgar Egan Eagle.
Oh my god. As soon as you asked me his name flew out of my head. Why are you doing this to me?
Sorry. Yes. He's got such an interesting name.
Yes.
Elgar
Taron Egerton. There it is.
Taron Egerton. I got the egg part.
Okay.
Yes.
I actually really
I love
do
Elton
enjoy him
John's
a lot.
Music, so I'm sure it would just really love it. And he was involved, so
yes.
You know.
Well, his company produced the film, and he was there in the writing and the concept of how the story was going to be told. So
I didn't realize him and Freddie Mercury had the same agent.
I didn't know that either, and they don't bring up that aspect of it at all.
No, they kept it out, which is very interesting since the movies just came out. Like, well, they were different companies that produced the movies, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
What's the other one?
Well, they didn't do any like crossover with, or even like his friendship with like Princess Diana and stuff. Like, they don't talk about that at all.
He probably didn't want to touch on it,
and that's fine. I at the end of the movie, I was like, wait, there's a big part missing. But at the same time, I'm like, no, they want to focus on him and his career and what he did, and throwing that in will like move focus and whatever. So
anyway, sorry, I just had to bring up Keanu.
Yes.
Okay, so Rocket Man, Endgame, and oh my god, John Wick 3, it's funny. Our friend Sean introduced me to John Wick, and I fucking love it. I loved it. And then the second one, I loved it. The first one, though,
really, the second one, I was like, meh. The first one, oh my god, I love that movie.
I loved it. I don't like dog stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that's why you understand his rage so much.
Everyone's so raged. It's like, oh, kill a person? Whatever. Hurt a baby or a dog?
Kill everybody! Just do it!
Murder everyone! They killed your dog! Or they kicked a dog! Yeah. Murder! Like,
well, because even every time, like, everybody's like, it's just a dog, I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're a monster!
Fighting words! Like, what are you, like, don't mess with people's animals! That's just nuts, So I was like, I understand why he's angry. I understand his rage. I understand why he wants to murder everybody.
He's got the skills, man.
He's got the skills for it.
Someone came and murdered my dog. I would just
go get out there, shoot everybody in the face. Done. I agree. Do it.
And they're all bad people, so
they are.
That's justifying. Just kill.
Just get out of the way. It's okay. Yes.
Anyway.
So yeah, I agree. It's fine. But yeah, see all the three of those. That's good. Anyways, back to Beetlejuice. Well, I think the one of our biggest problems is that we've seen this movie probably so many times in our life that you're just like, what is there to say about this movie? So you know
watch
everything about it. It's
yeah.
fantastic. Watch it. It's just kind of, it's weird. It's wonderful. It's creepy. There's a couple of weird jump scenes in it. There's some serious humor. Actually, there was one scene that I hadn't picked up before. Like, there's a gay joke in this movie, and I've never picked up on it before.
Here.
It's the first dinner that they're having, and like the designer there, and he has like some girls with him or whatever. Obviously, they're not together, right? And he's talking about being paranormal and stuff, and literally she says to him, "Is that what they're calling your kind these days?" And I was like, "That's hilarious."
Paranoid.
was like, that is amazing. Like, it wasn't even the fact that, it was more like, best friends make fun of each other, not like, like being gay is bad. It was just like,
oh, that's what we're calling it.
I thought that was really great. But yeah, it's like every time I watch it, I find I pick up on like one more little tidbit that I hadn't seen before, even though I've seen this movie some ridiculous amount of times.
It's if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. I don't know why you
wouldn't have watched it.
Some people don't like Tim Burton though, so
yeah, there's like I think a lot of people dislike things that are over stylized.
Yeah.
So like they don't like Wes Anderson, for example. You're like, no, this is overly constructed. It's too specific.
Oh, he is another one that has a very specific style.
Yes.
There's like a few directors you like instantly know it's them.
Michael Bay is actually one of them as well, because he's got like 5 specific shots he does in every single movie that he makes.
What are his movies? I know they're the Transformers.
Yeah, there's the Transformers movies, The Rock, the Bad Boys movies, there's The Island.
Oh, The Island. Is that
Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson.
Ewan McGregor, yes. Okay, I remember that film. I'm gonna say I couldn't name any Michael Bay movies other than what you just... I knew Transformers mostly because I knew he has problems with, what's her name? Megan...
Fox, yes.
Fox. They had problems.
Yeah. Well, that's why she wasn't in 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that problem was, but I know there was drama there, so...
Yeah.
It's the only reason I know it's the Terminator. I'm not...
But he's done... It's like the over-explodey action movies is what he does, and there's always like a scene where like the hero like stands up and the sun's rising in the background and the camera's low and they stand up and like it comes up and like, oh, like there's always that scene.
Same thing every time.
Every single time. They do it in The Rock, they do it in Bad Boys, both of the movies they do.
The Rock?
The Rock is the one with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, and a group of military people take over Alcatraz Island.
Yeah,
and
never seen it.
What?
No.
Oh God, you need to get on that train. I'm telling you this right now.
Sorry, who did you say it was?
It's Nick Cage and Sean Connery.
I actually really like Nick Cage.
Yeah.
No, Sean Connery. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like if you like a good action movie that's just like it's ridiculous and.
Speaking of ridiculous, Nicolas Cage is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, he's just a ridiculous person.
I was actually walking my dog once and I looked up and I felt eyes on me, and I look up. And someone had a big cutout of Nicolas Cage in their window.
I know.
And I was like, what the heck? Like, this is actually more common than you think in downtown Toronto, because one time it was Beyonce staring at me from someone's window, different place.
What?
Yeah, this person had a huge cutout of Nicolas Cage just staring at you, and I look up and I was like...
Like a standee?
Well, I don't know if it was taped to the window, but it was huge. It was the whole shape of the window.
That's weird.
It was just Nicolas Cage, and then one time it was Beyonce, and I looked up and I was like, "Did you just feel something staring at you?" Yeah. You're like, "What is it?" To someone's
it's just like eyes on you. You're like,
she's like, "Oh no, that's Beyonce." Why? Like maybe they get this stuff and they're like, "I'm gonna put it out my window." It's hilarious.
So what else are you gonna do?
Nicolas Cage disappeared. I wonder if they moved or if they got sick of the joke. But
yeah, they're like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, no, I actually. Nicolas Cage has some interesting movies.
Yeah.
I mean...
But I actually do like a lot, especially like his earlier stuff, I do like a lot of them. Peggy's Who Got Married and Raising Arizona. Why is my brain blanking all of a sudden? What's the ambulance one?
I'm so bad at movie names.
Really good. Yeah.
Especially 90s ones.
See, that's the thing. I remember movie names more than I remember actor names. Like, if you tell me a synopsis of a movie, I'll probably know what the movie name is. But if you're just like, hey, what's the name of that person who was in these 10 movies? I'm like,
right.
I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not good at the new movie stars.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole group of new ones. If it ain't Timmy Tim, I don't really know.
What the fuck is Timmy Tim?
Timothée Chalamet. God, get on this level. From Calling by Your Name?
Oh, him! Oh, he's beautiful.
Timmy. Isn't
lovely.
he adorable?
He's lovely.
See, I kind of want to, sounds so weird, but I want to fold them up and put them in my pocket. They're so cute. I just want... It's very strange.
That is strange, yes.
You know who does that? Like, so the Aladdin, the actor from Toronto who did Aladdin is adorable. He is adorable. Put his name in.
I don't know what his name is.
His last name is Musad. Put Aladdin actor from Toronto.
Aladdin actor... Musad. No.
No, no. I might be saying it wrong. Muossad or something like that.
Wait, what?
Oh,
What? Oh, this guy?
I think so.
Wait, is he the guy who actually plays Aladdin in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's adorable. He's got that best smile. They cast him well.
I think they cast like Aladdin and Jasmine really well.
He's not the strongest singer.
Yeah.
She definitely outranks them all.
Yeah.
But he is adorable. He's the perfect smile for that role. Like, I'm like, oh,
yeah, he has to have like...
He must have smiled and they were all like, can you sing? Good enough. Put him in. We can do that shit.
Because that's the thing. All you need is that like little bit of charisma and stuff.
Not to bring it back to Aladdin, but no, he was just really cute. He reminds me of like look, he's just
got the little curls.
Oh, he's from Toronto.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, because you gotta have that smile,
no, but seriously, he does, and like he does a really good job. He's tiny though.
He's a tiny man.
You can tell in the movie the way he parkours around. He really does parkour pretty much. He's jumping on buildings. It is. It's what Aladdin used to do. Parkouring until he got that carpet to fly around.
Yeah, to fly around on, right? Instead.
So I guess I know his name now. What's his name? What's his actual name?
His name is
Mina?
Mina Masood.
Mina Masood is adorable.
There you go.
I hope he does well.
I hope he does well too. I like him. I mean, I like him because he's cute. I haven't actually seen him act yet, so we'll see. That might change.
Yeah, I mean, this was his biggest role. I remember when he was cast, it was a big deal because they were like, a Toronto boy has been cast.
I didn't hear any of that stuff. I have no idea.
I read the article. Everyone was all excited because he's an unknown. He's just like young. He's a wee baby. Just like Timmy.
Oh God, don't call him Timmy. Don't call him Timmy. That just creeps me out. I'm like, is he 5? He's 5, right?
No, his crazy fans call him Timmy.
Oh,
Timmy Tim.
God.
He did a rap in high school and it's all over the internet. Yeah. And he was adorable in high school. Like he looked like 12 until he was like 20.
And now you're okay with this.
Well, I don't personally find like, oh, sexy. No, he's just adorable. I'm like, oh, he's such a good actor. He's adorable.
Yeah, he's like a solid actor.
Well, he's gonna be in Little Women.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a bunch of stuff he's gonna be in this year. But.
Yeah, I like Ezra Miller actually. I enjoy him.
Oh, he's adorable too.
Yeah,
I think
for years he creeped me out though because the only thing I'd seen him in was
Kevin.
Yeah. Oh my God, we need to call me. Like, it's one of those movies that's so good, I will never watch it again. Because it is just so disturbing and so heart-wrenching and so well acted and so constructed. Tilda Swinton is the mom. Yeah, she's so good.
Amazing. And yeah, he's really good. Mm-hmm. He's really lovely human being too. He seems very
well. And when he got cast as the Flash, I was like, oh my God, the Flash is a murderer, and that's all I could think of for a long time. But then I started seeing him in more interviews, and then I saw him as the Flash. Even though those movies sucked, he was very good. And then he showed up at the Met Gala this year with that makeup and that outfit. It was amazing. And I was just like, oh my God.
Have you seen his Playboy shoot? Playgirl shoot?
No.
Google it. I think it's Playboy or Playgirl. I can't remember. I think it's Playboy. Put Ezra Miller.
Girl?
Did you say Playboy? No, it was Playboy. I don't know why. I think Playgirl isn't a thing anymore.
Oh, it's possible.
No. Yeah, put Playboy. Yeah. Poses for Playboy. So he's ridiculous. He has a polycule.
What does that mean?
He's polyamorous, and he calls his group of people a
I
polycule.
have seen this.
Look at that. It's so good. Ugh. He's so good. Look at him. He's adorable.
He is. I love how ridiculous he is. He's awesome.
He's just so himself, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is he's just
this
so
weird fucking haircut. Go back up there. What is this? What is
I
that?
would not be surprised if somebody was just he was like, hey, hand me that thing.
Shape part of my head in a weird way.
He would do that. He would totally do it.
Oh, anyway, yeah, that one.
What? I've seen these. Yeah. Yes.
Of course. Who hasn't? Who hasn't Googled them repeatedly?
Yes. Okay. Well, now that's in my search history. Thanks, guys. It's great.
If I've left you with one thing, Tracy, it's that.
Yes. So talking about Weird and Wonderful, I guess we can start talking about Big Fish.
I had not seen that movie.
You'd never seen it before?
No, since it came out.
Oh, okay.
It's a long time ago. Yeah. But I knew it was weird, and I knew I enjoyed it back in the day. So last night was the first time seeing it in a very long time. I don't even know when it came out.
2003.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So I was in high school.
Okay.
Long time ago. Anyway, so I was just like, oh my God. I forgot who was in it.
Mm-hmm. It says there's a lot of big names actually in the movie.
I was like, Danny DeVito from Dumbo?
Mm-hmm.
He recasts people.
He does all the time.
The little guy was from, I don't know his name. He was the
he was the
Charlie in the
Chocolate Factory. Yes, he was.
Little orange influenza.
Yes, which was awful. Yeah,
it was horrible. But
yes.
he was the influenza.
Yes,
they just
all of the influenzas.
All of them. What's the guy who? No, it's not Buscemi. Is it Buscemi?
Steve Buscemi. Yeah.
Steve Buscemi.
Mm-hmm.
Love him. Who else? And there's so many people. I'm just like
James
Garner, right? James Garner was the father. Is that the actor? Or am I
you're switching old. It's Albert Finney. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was him like older? You know, Jessica Lange, Helena Bonham Carter. Yeah. There's
Colette. What's her name? The French actress.
Julie Cotillard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
she's in there.
The guy, what's his name? The son.
Yeah, Billy Crudup.
I haven't seen him in
the last time. Well, no, one of his most famous roles is from Watchmen. It was Mr. Manhattan.
Oh. Yes. I haven't seen Watchmen in many.
Well, he's the blue guy with the dong hanging out.
Oh my God! Yes. Thank you for jogging my memory.
I love that. Like, he's the blue guy. The one who's naked? That's
the
him.
Big
yes.
Dog.
Just walking around. You know? Yes.
Right.
Which I thought was hilarious.
He's been in some good stuff, but he's not one that's in a lot.
No, like, I think with him, he's also one of those people who... He does, like, a lot of roles, but all of his roles are very sort of subdued, kind of quiet. So it's not like, Billy Crudup, you know, he's just one of the ensemble cast, and he does a good job at it. Like, I thought he did a really good job as the son, but it's not like I would remember him being in it, you know.
I didn't remember
but it's not in like a bad way either, you know. So
also think he probably wants that.
And I think it allows him freedom for more roles and like types of roles and stuff like that.
Also, you can kind of just go about your life as a normal human being.
Yeah, you can walk outside. You can go to the grocery store. You can go to the movies if you want to, compared to being like stopped in the middle of the street. Are you Billy Crudup? Oh my God. Can I send you a picture? Blah, blah, blah. You know, unless that's what he wants. I don't know.
I get the feeling he doesn't want that.
Yeah.
So. The stars, the actors that want to stay anonymous. You can definitely tell who they are. Mm-hmm. The more quieter ones, the ones that hide away from.
No, but I think there are people, unlike like some actors and stuff, who just put everything out there. They're like, no, I want my own life. It's none of your business.
This is not my life.
Yeah, like
I act. But
it's my job. It's a craft that I enjoy doing. But my life is my life, and my job is my job. Those are two different things. Yeah. I like those people usually, so that's good. So, what do you think after this many years of not seeing Big Fish?
Weird and quirky and fun. No, it was a really good movie. It made me very sad at the end.
Yes.
The last scene, oh my God, hit me right in the heart. I was just like, oh my God, when he like tells his dad the story of his ending, and then he passes away, and I thought that was very sweet.
Well, I think one of the reasons why they did it that way, it was more about the father wanting, because the whole time it's the father's like, my son doesn't understand me, and the son's like, my father doesn't understand me. And him being able to retell, like, just tell a story to him, right? And understand, why am I putting in all of this extra stuff? Why don't I just say it straight? I sat in bed with my father and he passed away. No, why not make it something grand, something you want to listen to? And for him to be able to that story, it made them understand that they do understand each other, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why the end of the movie like hits hard. It's because you're just like, they do understand, they get it. This is so wonderful.
Well, I mean, his whole life he thought his father just exaggerated and lied, and then was a attention seeker and was one of those people who everyone gravitates at a party. And here you are, he seems like a quieter man. And you watch that and you're not like that, and so I think he resented that, and they didn't have the best relationship, and his father was gone a lot. So I think that quiet understanding of each other at the end was what they both needed. And
yeah, they really did. They really did. And I love the fact that by the end of the movie you find out that yes, his father may have been exaggerating, quote
Oh, of
unquote,
course.
but the basis of most of his stories were true.
A lot of these people did exist.
They did exist. They were there. They're sure the twins weren't really Siamese twins, but they're Chinese twins. That met in the war and stuff. And look, there's a circus guy and a giant shows up, and and the midget shows up, or sorry, little person shows up. I apologize. And like, there are people in his life that you may not have met, and you may not have believed his tall tales, but the tall tales come from something, right?
Of course he was exaggerating, but also everyone exaggerates
at a certain point. Yeah, I mean, one of my notes here is that there is a point where all stories become true with all the hyperbole and pizzazz, right? Yeah. There's I almost got hit by a car, then it turns into, so the other day I was walking down this street, right? And like, I was looking and everything, and this car came out of nowhere, and he just like zoomed through, and then you tell that version of the story so many times, you're like, no, that's how it really happened. And you don't remember, it was just like, oh, I stepped off a curb wrong and a car passed by. Like, it's, that kind of thing happens.
Its own
right?
thing.
Yeah. And, but also people don't want to hear a story about, oh, I was walking down the street and I stepped off the curb and, car went really close by. Nobody wants to hear that.
I mean, his father was a storyteller too. And certain people who are just good at that know what other people want to hear and love to entertain. So,
yeah. And I think it was more than him just being a person who wanted attention. He was just gifted at words, and he liked words.
His son was good at it. I mean, his son became a journalist.
Yes, yeah, but also
different type, just different.
Yeah, but he was all about the facts, not about any of the fluff or the fiction, quote unquote, right? And that's probably one of the reasons why he became a journalist. Where he's like, no, I just want the truth. Just give me the truth about everything. That's all I want. Yeah,
he got it.
He got it. Yeah, and and did you know this one is based on a book?
I did not.
It is. Yes. So, I know, like, I think I knew that before, but then it reminded me that it was based on a book, and I was like, I really should get that book and give it a read. Because I think I would like to see how that interpretation worked. Like, is the book written the same way? Is the book more linear than the movie that came out? Or how did they really decide on how to do what parts and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that. What's the book called? Is it book
called Big Fish? It's called Big Fish, yeah. It is called Big Fish. And it's by, by a guy named Daniel Wallace.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I did love, I find this is, despite how quirky and interesting the story is, I find it's somewhat un-Tim Burton-like. I found it a lot less excessive in the Tim Burton-ness, I found it a little, there's definitely parts where it's clearly, this is Tim Burton, there's that one scene where they show, the landscaping company that he created when he was, young or whatever, and you see, the streets and, all the lawnmowers come out at the same time,
Very Tim Burton.
It's very Tim Burton. But there are definitely certain parts of it where you're just this is very un-Tim Burton, even though they still managed to get that kind of whimsy out of it,
And I wonder if that comes from this being adapted from a book.
It might.
Didn't go full Tim
Burton. He didn't go full Burton,
because it wasn't his own intellectual property, or
maybe, but maybe it was just this type of story. I think he also understands the story style as well. So if he made those the flashbacks and stuff, or the storytelling parts to Tim Burton, it may have been too abrupt of a visual change and style and stuff.
You know the movie you said that the Peregrine, what's it called, the orphanage with the children? Miss Peregrine's Home for Gifted Children. That movie looked similar to this one.
The visual style, yes. Yes. Where it's kind of there's odd and interesting imagery,
but it's not.
Yeah, it's not
on Edward Scissorhands.
Exactly, but also that's also based on a book, so maybe it is the whole intellectual property thing, or because you're creating someone else's vision, so he's got to tone back a little bit to make it work.
The story is, and to make it work. Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, but it's good, you know. I just really like how sweet overall the story ends up being. It's this guy who wanted to have a big life, and he made his life big in his own way. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, he wanted to relive that big life, and his son was just like, oh, stop telling stories. Like, just... Like, and I completely understand both sides of
I
it.
do too, right? Because clearly he didn't have any true conversations with his father. Mm-hmm. About anything he perceived as being real. It was always just his father sharing stories of his past or his adventures or whatever. So I can see how the son would resent that, because it's like, I just want to have a real conversation with you. Mm-hmm.
But the thing is a lot of the stories that he told were like clear talks about like different like life axioms, you know, like, you know, the easy path is easy for a reason. You go to tough path, you get something more. Yeah, like they had purpose behind a lot of the stories and things, right? But it's true. Like, if you can't just be like, you know, just talk to me, don't tell me a whimsical tale, it can be very frustrating at a certain point.
Also, when you start to rehear them
over and over and over again. Yeah, the one story of his birth, and he recaps like going to bed as a little kid. He was so excited about it. Then he's at camp with his friends, and he's telling the story, and he's like, ugh. Then, you know, he's at college graduation, or wait, was it college graduation? There was something, and then it was the wedding, and then he's still telling the story over and over. Oh, he's going to prom. That's what it was.
Yeah, and the girl.
He said prom. Yeah,
dates just sitting there like.
Yeah, no, but the thing is that everybody besides him were enthralled by the stories, and he was just like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?"
I've heard it a million times.
Yeah.
Please stop. I want to stab myself.
Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, parents do that though too, right?
They do that.
Not to this level, but you know.
But they do it on I think all parents embarrass their children in some way, no matter what it is.
Look how proud I am.
Yeah. Like, oh, here's a little baby picture of him pooing. You're like, no, that's not the picture you show people. What's wrong with you?
True.
It's they always pick the worst one. They're like, but he's so cute.
My mom has this picture of my brother, and my brother is like completely naked. Mm-hmm. He must be 3, standing by an in-ground pool holding a beer bottle.
Yeah.
And he's just standing there, just fully naked, holding a beer bottle. My mom just loves showing it. My brother's just like, can you please
put it away? Please put it away. Just, this is not what I need right now.
I am holding a beer bottle when I'm 3.
What seems very wrong, right?
Also naked. There's also like pictures, how there's like pictures of me and my brothers in the tub, and I'm just like, oh god, no. She doesn't pull those out, but still, I'm just like, there are photos you don't.
Yeah, you're not supposed to share, but those are the ones the parents love to share.
Them.
They love to share those.
True. This is true.
You're just like, oh, please don't, I beg of you. Oh, parents. But I think that's one of the reasons why this movie is so real, is because you understand the parent and you understand the kid, and we've all had that experience in some level or whatever, and it's just, I think it's such a beautifully constructed movie as well, how it like moves through his life kind of seamlessly, and the different places he's gone and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and it's a fairy tale, really. It really is just a fairy tale. Yeah, it's wondrous.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at everyone's name. He was in The Islands. The main actor.
Ewan McGregor?
Ewan McGregor. Why can I never remember that man's name?
Don't know.
It's not like he's not in a lot of stuff. Yeah. I just can never... Ewan McGregor.
I do thoroughly enjoy Ewan McGregor.
Oh, he was great in this movie.
Yeah.
He's charming.
He's
adorable.
He really is. There's a movie called I Love You, Philip Morris. Have you ever seen that movie?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but...
I forget. It's actually a movie he did with Jim Carrey, which is weird. And it's about these two guys. It's these two guys who are lovers, and one of them gets thrown in jail, or they're both in jail, and they meet each other, and they get like a plan to like escape and stuff. Nice. And it's just super quirky, and it's sweet, and it's the same kind of just like, he's just a person that you like, you know. It's just like, you understand, like, there's a smugness to his character in this movie. I get it.
Well, yeah.
Because he's just, you know, I'm the coolest kid ever and whatever.
I'm fantastic. Yes. Look at me.
But I mean, his whole life was just made it in such a way that that's exactly what it was. Look at him. He's just the greatest thing ever. But yeah, this other movie is they're just so likable is my thing, you know? They're just likable. Edward Bloom. That's his name. Couldn't remember his name for a second.
Yeah, I'm horrible with the names of characters.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because Danny DeVito was it, which I thought was like, oh, that's interesting, because in Dumbo, he's like the same character.
Yes, he's the ringmaster.
That's when I laughed. I was like,
I wonder if it's like a crossover of worlds.
Or, you know, Tim Burton was like, I know someone who's good at being a ringmaster. Let me call up Danny DeVito. Or it just so happened that was just...
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't need to see his butt, but, you know, that was unnecessary.
DeVito's ass. One does.
Nobody does. And, I don't know, I just really liked all of the characters in the movie. Because even, like, Jessica Lange as, like, Sandra Bloom, like, the older version, she just seemed like such a nice, caring, loving mother and just person in general, you know?
Perfect, because her recent role, she's like a witch. In witches and what she's in? She's in American Horror Story.
Oh, is she really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, she's been on all of the seasons, hasn't she? Yes.
Yeah. And the one I really liked was she was the witch, and it was just like,
are you talking about
the Coven?
Yeah, that's the only season I've watched fully, and I liked that season a lot.
Good.
Yeah,
she's really good.
She is a good actress. That's why she's still around. Alison Lohan, she was fine.
Who is that?
She was the young Sandra Bloom.
What has she been in? I recognized her face, but I was very...
she was the chick in Drag Me to Hell. That was a good movie. White Oleander, I've never seen that. She was the young girl in Matchstick Men.
Yeah.
I have multiple movies with her in it. Okay. Didn't realize that.
She hasn't been in anything for a few years.
It's true. That's interesting.
Or at least movies. I don't know. She could be doing other stuff.
Yeah, she's busy.
That's where, but White Oleander, that's where I recognize her face from.
Okay. No, see, Drag Me to Hell and Matchstick Men is where I know her from. I like Matchstick Men, that's a good movie. But yeah, I think overall, like, the movie and everything was great.
Yeah, it was shot really well. The story came together really well. The actors did a good job.
I felt sorry for Don Price, you know, like the fiancé, played by David Denman, because if you watch The Office, he was Pam's fiance that Jim sort of... And I was like, oh, you're playing the same character over and over again. Gotcha. Because even in that show, too, like, he was, like, the tough guy and, like, tried to beat up Jim and everything. And I was like, oh, interesting.
This is interesting. Why did you do this again?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought that was cool. And, yeah, I just kind of... I don't know.
Oh, the giant.
Yeah. He's dead.
I know he passed away.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I was trying to look up to see if, like, there was, like what he had. Like, did he actually have, like, gigantism or something like that? He had something. But he was, like, 7'6", which is huge.
Oh, he must have had.
And he also had the Guinness World Record for the biggest feet. And he was a law student, which I thought was really funny, especially the scene where he's like, have you heard these terms before to get him to sign a contract? Of course he would have, because he was a law student.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he must have had some sort of genetic...
Something or other.
Yeah. Whether it was giantism. You know, that, like, pituitary gland, like, disorders and stuff that keep growing and, like...
They never stop growing, yeah. And that's one of the problems, is, like, your bone structure just gets to the point where it cannot hold your mass. And your heart gets to a point where it just cannot pump blood throughout your body. And that's it. It's like, you just stop.
Which I assume, because I didn't see the way, like, how he died, so I'm assuming he just...
They said he died of natural causes, yeah.
It's probably related to his, condition.
Yeah, I don't know, that was too bad. But I gotta say, like, these are two movies that are just, I enjoyed prepping for this movie. They are a delight. They've aged well. They're still both beautiful, well-directed, well-acted films that you just enjoy. And even, like, Big Fish, even though you get to the end and it's a little sad, you feel good at the end of it. Like, it's just such a nice story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, and I mean, it was a nice relationship that you saw it progress and then it got better. And I really like that.
And I must admit, like, I probably shouldn't because it upset his son, but Edward Bloom's stories are kind of great. With his
Oh,
little
no,
southern
they're
accents and
fascinating.
stuff.
I mean, I'm sure if I had this man around me for 35 years telling the story every 2 days, I'd probably also go a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But they were good stories.
They were good stories, yes. Well, anything else? No.
I mean, I could bring up Timothée Chalamet again. Timmy Tim.
Timmy Tim.
We should really Google that.
Oh, God.
His rap. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
I'm going to have some scandalous things in my
No.
now
It's
these
like
days.
his high school, because he went to a performing arts high school, and they had this like thing where he did a rap, and now it's on the internet, and I kind of feel bad for him because it's so good. It's so bad. He went to school with another actor. I'm so bad at names. Edgar. He's the one from Baby Driver.
Oh, Ansel Elgort?
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, these guys have weird names, though, right? Like, I'm not crazy.
Oh, that's actually also a person I enjoy. I actually enjoy him
He's
a lot
in
as well.
Goldfinch. He will be the Goldfinch character.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
He'll be the
Okay.
adult version.
So that actually makes me want to watch
Also,
it more.
Finn Wolf Boy from Stranger Things. Finn Wolfhard.
I don't actually know what
he's
his
in
actual name
Stranger
is.
Things. He's the floppy-haired one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's in the Goldfinch too.
Oh,
So.
okay.
Anyway, he's
Okay.
also kind of adorable too in Stranger Things. That's coming out again.
Yes.
I'm excited. That's in July, isn't it? Because they do it.
Which
It's a
is like
summer.
a month.
It's a summer
Yeah,
season.
it's a summer
I'm
season, yeah.
excited.
I will definitely be watching the next season. It'll be great. They say it's the last one, I think, right?
They are aging fast.
Well, yeah. I mean, they
You
got
either
them
gotta
in.
move on to somebody else within that universe, or you gotta like jump
Just
forward
end
a
it.
few years because they're all like 15, and
Yeah.
so they age really, especially
They
the
age
boys.
really quickly.
The
at that
boys are
point.
gonna go from like they look like they're 12 to all of a sudden 20,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Because they're all gonna
hard.
get like 3 feet in like a week at some
Yeah.
point in time,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, oh, your voice dropped as well. Great. Now it just looks like you're running around with a 12-year-old, and it's creepy.
Speaking of Stranger Things, Millie, the girl,
Millie Bobby Brown, yeah.
Millie Bob Brown, MBB. Sorry, just when you said that was so fast, you were just like, yeah.
I got it. It's right there.
I got Millie.
Yeah.
I'm chatting like she's my best friend, Millie. Like, you know Millie.
Yes.
I mean, not that there's that many Millies out there. I wonder if her real name's Mildred? Or is her real name Millie?
It could be. I don't know.
She's
yeah.
young.
She is, yeah.
Some
So yeah,
names.
parents just started was like,
It's
I don't
possible.
know.
I try to think if it's a short form, but I'm like, no, it actually could be Millie. I have no idea. What do you think about the new Godzilla movie?
Oh, I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I do like the last Godzilla movie. I didn't hate it, but I was very frustrated at the fact that they kept following the people instead of the monster.
Yeah, we want to see the
And
kaiju,
I'm
man.
like, I want to. No, that's the wrong universe. They're not kaiju.
the hell is it then?
They're just monsters. They're just
Aren't
monsters.
they called kaijus? Like the moth thing and the...
What? No, you're
Am I
thinking of
mixing
Pacific
them?
Rim.
Anyway, yes, the monsters.
But yeah, they kept following the people. I'm like, I don't care about the people's turmoil. I want to see Godzilla break stuff. So hopefully in this movie, they'll make sure to, yes, have people in it, but, you know, when the people run away, we stay with the
Fine.
monsters, not
There's
on the
a
people.
big moth. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's Mothra. We know, yeah.
We know. You say we know as in
Everybody
I
knows Mothra.
I don't.
Okay.
I just got excited when I saw a picture of a big moth. That's cool. I'm not really like I'm excited to see it, as in I think it will look cool. But as far as history of Godzilla goes, I'm not versed in that universe.
You know, there's like 20 Godzilla movies.
I know there's a lot.
Yes.
Especially a lot of Asian ones, like a lot in that part of the world. They just love Godzilla.
Who doesn't
I've
like
seen
Godzilla?
one.
Oh, no, I've seen quite a few.
The last one that came out.
Wait, you didn't even see the Matthew Broderick one?
There's a Matthew Broderick one?
Yeah, it's over there. You can come back for it.
When did what year is that?
I want to say 1996.
Oh, I remember.
Godzilla. Let's see. No, not that one. 1998.
Yes.
Yeah. It was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah.
Okay, but I was a wee babe.
I wasn't. It was fine.
But I remember, I couldn't tell you. I'm assuming it was about Godzilla coming and destroying a city.
Well, apparently he was in New York this time, not in Asia anywhere. And turns out it's a female and lays eggs, and there's baby Godzillas all over the place too. It's really bad. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Well, the last one I saw was the one with the other creature.
Yes,
And
yeah,
then
that was
Godzilla
awesome.
came and the god was like, "Settle down, kids," and then they went away. And Godzilla was just like, "Peace, I'm going back in the ocean."
Yes.
And everyone was like, "Godzilla,
Yes.
our god," and then he just was like, "Peace."
Well, that movie had such a dramatic opening, like, that was, like, super, like, serious and intense, right? That Bryan Cranston right at the beginning.
Love
and
that
like,
Bryan Cranston.
I know. But it was, like, super, super serious at the beginning of that movie, and I was like, oh my god,
So-
they're gonna go right into it.
The same dude is in this, the scientist.
Yes. The
Japanese gentleman.
Yes.
What's his name? Yes, he's been in so much stuff. So I wonder, like, how far in the future this is.
I don't think it's very far.
I mean, he still looks the same, so they
Yeah.
kind of, like...
I should remember his name, though.
Yeah, he's great.
You're talking about Ken Watanabe.
Yes.
That's who you're talking about.
His last name, too.
Yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like, it's probably like a year or two different. Like, I don't think it's like a huge
So the
change
world
or
is
anything.
different.
No, the world
last
isn't.
time.
Well, I think, of course, you know.
I mean, they now know Godzilla's a thing. He just gave the peace symbol and went back in the ocean. That's what happened. That's essentially.
Exactly.
Just walking and everyone's just like watching him as he's just like, peace, bitches.
Yeah.
And now what? That's the question. Like,
no, because they talk
what?
about like super creatures or whatever, and they go and find a bunch of other ones, and they wake up or something. I don't know. I'll know. I'll know tomorrow.
I would see that. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to go to the theaters, but I feel like a theater. If I am going to watch it, I should do that.
Yeah. No, this is a theater movie.
like
I think monster movies and action flicks and stuff, they're made for the big screen.
That's why
you know
I
what I
need
mean.
to do my John Wick.
Yes, you do, and you're gonna enjoy
I
it.
mean, he's on a horse at one point.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Like, yeah, Keanu. Yeah, you do what you're good at.
It's so good. It's so good.
There's gonna be a new Bill and Ted.
Yes, they have been
But
talking
it's
about this
actually a thing
movie
now.
for like 15 years. But yeah, like they actually legitimately signed on and everything, and we'll just have to wait and see if it actually comes to be.
They better. They're not getting any younger. Except Keanu's like in his mid-50s.
Yeah, he's not aging. It's like,
What does he do? There are a few people I'm like, and I don't actually think he's getting crazy surgeries and stuff. Like, what is he doing? He looks amazing.
Hopefully
well,
it's
living
good.
peacefully. I don't know.
Maybe because it's true. He's not one of those like crazy partiers.
No.
He's not out all the time. He's
very quiet.
He's very chill.
Him and
like
his motorcycles and like
rolling around. He's like
chilling on the subway, doing whatever he does in New York, being himself. He's quite a sad individual.
I don't think he's a sad individual.
I think everyone says that because, like, you catch him, like, it's almost like when someone says you have resting bitch face. He is reading his newspaper on the subway. What is he supposed to be cackling in glee? Like, of course he looks like a normal dude. I think people just say that because I think his kid died and his partner died. Like,
there's some horrible things that happened to him.
He's handsome, but that's why everyone says sad Keanu. I have no doubt he's living perfectly fine and calm, and I'm sure he has sad moments like we all do, but he's just Keanu. Yeah,
he's just Keanu. Great, cool guy.
We just keep
doing some stuff.
Cycling back
to Keanu. I'm just letting you know we love Keanu for some reason. It's
so
fine.
when a Keanu Reeves movie comes up, Speed, is that going to be in 5 years? Do you own Speed?
I actually don't own it. I got of course like The Matrix.
Oh, The Matrix.
Oh my god, I actually don't own a lot of Keanu Reeves stuff. I think it's really just The Matrix. That's awful. I really should have more.
He spent 10 years filming those movies.
He did, and I was gonna say they're great, but no, one's great.
One of them's
one of them's great. And I do defend the other two for a very specific reason, but at the same time, great is not a word I would use to describe them.
No. Once you make a great movie, it's oftentimes hard to follow through.
Yeah, but they fell pretty far.
Pretty far, yeah.
Pretty far. Well, I think I'm gonna end it.
What, we don't want to cycle through to Timmy Tim again, and my little best friend. Timmy Tim.
Tim and Ezra, kind of hanging out together. Yeah. Watch there be besties, and you see pictures of them all over the place. You go nuts. Yeah. Jeez. Oh god. Anyway, so like we said, go watch Beetlejuice and Big Fish. They've aged well. It's beautiful. Everything's good.
Worth a rewatch.
Definitely worth a rewatch. Yeah. Be prepared to get a little sniffly at the end of Big Fish, especially. Yeah. But it is lovely. It is. I think it's one of those films like you should watch it. You like films,
I think so.
you should watch it. Like, just like
if you
story.
like Tim Burton too, and you haven't seen these two, what are you doing? You should watch them.
And even if you're not a huge fan of Tim Burton's style, watch Big Fish because he sort of diverges from it in a certain way, but it's such a great story in general. So definitely have a look at that one. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. On the next episode, we'll be talking about the movies Big Lebowski and Big Trouble in Little China. Hope you'll be here to listen.